Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning on this new moon day with the new moon in Pisces.
In Pisces, and which is an incredible auspicious day actually to do spiritual work. It's a very strong day to
Surprise, surprise.
So in a way, it is our day. I mean, we should really benefit from this. It can be, you can experience it as a very soft, maybe feminine, gentle way. But in the work we are doing and where we are dedicated to, it's an excellent state of going really deep and work on a very deep state of in our hearts and see what is there that wants to be transformed, and see if we can receive information on a whole new level. So all these things are there, but we're not going to talk more about astrology actually, because we really feel that in the field that is there, we want it to go live, because everything we do is actually in service of the golden age. And I mean, the elders, the Oribi from the Arizona Hopi Nation, they said already years ago, they had this conversation saying, you've been telling people that this is the 11th hour, but now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And we feel with everything that's happening in the world at the moment that this is the hour to bring all our wisdom, all of our abilities, bring it to the forefront and live it. And the world is, and specifically the Western world, is really, busy with the war. Let's call it the war. And isn't it a war always? When the war outside is seen, it's always coming from a place of inner war in a way. And I was just saying to Anna, we're all talking, of course, in a way also about Ukraine, because it touches us in our heart that there is a conflict so deliberately in a way being played out. But in the same time, there are so many zones in and on our beautiful Gaia Earth that are in war. And this one gets really a lot of attention at the moment, and it is very specific. But remember that when we work in meditation on any place that is in war, that we include in our love field, in our field of empowerment, all the places that are in a conflict, which can be really close around the corner, can be in our houses, can be in ourselves, but it can also be in other countries. And we know a lot of countries that are still in deep conflict, and where the sacred blood is spilled. Let's call it like that. Yeah.
And in all of this, of course, we have to start with ourselves. And as we've been sharing for some time now, we know that in the heart, there is no war, there is no conflict in the heart. So if we feel like we are in a state of conflict or in a state of war in ourselves, then it is time to really examine this and move the energy into the heart. Because the state of war is a state that is created from the space of the mind. And as we know, we are learning to come back fully into the space of the heart. And what is created in a mind that is disconnected from the heart is indeed nothing but an illusion. So we are learning to come back to the heart, to come back to an inner space in which there is no conflict. The conflict on the outside represents a conflict that is on the inside. We know that our outside reality is created by our inner reality. And when we are looking on the outside, we can be in peace internally. And sometimes, though, even though we're in peace, we do look on the outside in sadness and look at all of the world that is still caught in the illusion and creating so much suffering from the space of illusion. Well, our number one thing to do always is to come back to ourselves and feed our energy of peace into the outer world. This is one thing that we all know how to do. So it's just a reminder.
Yeah, and what I also see is that many people do feel the sadness, and there's an exhaustion because we have been on a really high peak of our work for already a long time. And I'm just talking now about the last couple of years where it really has increased the work that we're doing. And at times when our inner eye is really tired and overwhelmed of witnessing what is now coming to the surface, but has been there, of course, all the time. Just close your eyes.
It is the great purification time. So it's a reminder that all of this that we're seeing has been there all along. It's coming up to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be somehow internally accepted, integrated, so that we can focus on how we are going to be moving ahead with the acknowledgement of something that's been there for millennia.
Yeah, I think it has already started when what we call humanity has fallen, or the great forgetting, or whatever word we choose. And there has been ups and downs, I think, in the entire thousands and thousands and thousands of years of history of mankind. But what I also wanted to say, talking to a few people the last couple of days, is this exhaustion that's also in the fields. Disappointment, deep disappointment on a deep level, that this is still necessary to come to an understanding of that we are inherent good beings, human beings, and that we have the power inside of ourselves to live a life in peace everywhere around the globe. And I just wanted to say, if you feel this exhaustion or being overwhelmed by all what is coming from wherever outside of us, take your time, be really gentle on yourself, close your eyes, relax consciously your inner eye also, because we witness a lot. And then take that moment to connect to our compassionate hearts and be nourished. Something like that, or find the meditations. We have some in our school that are really guided by the Divine Mother, which is nourishing us. So be gentle on yourself, yet stay firm. That's really critical. It is the hour now to practice what we've been preaching all along and what we have been taught. So it's really important to not step outside of it and just, disconnect, stay in the field, but be gentle on yourself.
Yeah, we wanted to connect it to this, touch a little bit on, use this opportunity to share a little bit more about our inner travels when we do meditations, how these travels impact our soul, our mental, emotional, and body systems. This in response to some of the questions that we've been receiving about how this work translates into the transformation of the material reality that we're living in. Our travels impact us on all these levels in energetic ways that transform the matter from which we're made, the materia from which we're made, and the energy pattern through which we interact with other people. So the higher the vibration that we're able to integrate, the greater our ability to heal the old and create the new.
Because we speak a lot, about higher frequencies, higher levels of vibration, and to really stay there, as strong as we can, because we are committed to moving into higher levels of vibration and integrating those frequencies into our daily lives. And I think the exploration of higher frequency realities, they also need integration time. So it's a process of opening and integrating what already really is.
This is a key point. Sometimes people get confused about this. It's not about going somewhere that we're not already at. It's about opening our consciousness to a sphere that we are already in, but unconscious of, because we in reality are infinite, and therefore we exist at all these levels simultaneously. So we're not actually going anywhere we're not already at. We are just integrating those parts of ourselves that have been dismembered through a remembering process.
And sometimes our mind is, playing this game with us to really bring us in a state of limits in a way, and limitation. So just go beyond that and really witness what is there, where you are at. And it's not only about high frequencies, of course, because with these high frequencies and these enormous bundles of lights that are coming in the system,
so much light. Yeah.
it's also shining its light on the shadow, the old shadows, and we have to face that the greater our lights, the more we open up in these caves inside of ourselves where still some shadows might appear. And it's an excellent opportunity because we have all the abilities to discover and bring it into the light. Yeah.
And the thing about this is that when we shed the light onto the shadow cannot not operate unconsciously anymore. We become conscious of it and therefore able to bring it into a conscious choice process.
It is, and it's coming back a little bit also to the war. I mean, if we're hooked into that theme, it's an excellent opportunity to bring all that light onto that theme inside of ourselves, to see where there are still bits and pieces in our corners of our inner caves that are still at war in some way or the other, or holding anger or any kind of emotion. So
and all of this, the goal is for us to move out of slavery into sovereignty, which is our inherent nature. So we're just, again, remembering what we inherently are, which is a free creator being. But if we are ruled by our shadow, something that's operating unconsciously in the shadows in our systems, then we are not freely operating.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should talk about that. You had this conversation with a geobiologist here in France about these Bovis levels. Can you expand a bit on that? Because I think it's great. I mean, for me, it was a great eye opener. I've never heard of.
So interesting. Geobiology is a discipline here in France where we're living and in other areas of the world. And geobiologists measure vibrational frequencies in Bovis. So they tell us that the average human being today vibrates around 6,000 to 8,000 Bovis, although these frequencies are also rising as Mother Earth's frequency rises. But that's kind of where we are now. And we've had geobiologists measure groups who have worked with us for several days, focusing on light body activations, moving into higher dimensional awareness. And they have measured some of these people to vibrate over 1 million Bovis. 1 million Bovis. So the geobiologists, they consider 1 million Bovis to be the frequency of a saint. Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go. So people doing this work have therefore really entered into the reality of saints. And this is not to say that we're making some kind of a spiritual hierarchy. That's not the point of why we're sharing this. Why we wanted to share this was that we need to be clear about the science of what is happening when we work together, accessing higher frequency realms and anchoring them into the earth realm. Because when we anchor these higher frequencies into our systems, we automatically have this greater power to heal those around us. And we change the subatomic structure that is the basis of how we perceive our reality and use our imagination.
And that is so important. I mean, in our former life, we've also been briefly touching on the subject of how to bring our imagination, which is fed by the heart, into manifestation. And as this subatomic structure shifts to higher frequency, our imagination is expanded to higher and new thought forms connected to the heart and ideas for how to make a positive contribution to life on this planet. So it's exactly what we need. I mean, it's very, very clear, I think. And I think, we have been guided into this school, into the work with Mary Magdalene and many other beings that are supporting us into almost voyages, journeys. This meditation work is not just a simple work, it's a teaching on itself. And this inner work inherently changes who we are, how we perceive, how we live our lives, what we think, say, eat, and we do.
Eating. That's it.
Eating. It allows us to, it really allows us to access consciousness that brings lasting, concrete changes in the world we live in. It's very concrete in a way. And
very practical.
It's not a woo-woo thing. It's really serious work. And it's also, it's great that we still need all these proofs, how it is measured, and it helps us in the transition to explain it. But in the end, the only thing that counts is that each and every one of us becomes a sovereign being and is empowered to follow the inner guidance.
And that we see concrete changes in the physical world, because if this were not the outcome, then it would be hardly worth any effort or commitment.
It is. And I think, with this, what we're experiencing on the level of the war games in the world today is an excellent opportunity for all of humanity to come together, to unite, to focus on peace and oneness, which is happening. There's some great initiatives happening.
So beautiful what is happening. So beautiful.
So wherever you can, just jump into any meditation that's happening to amplify. So it's really, I think, rising, and it's all the light workers, I call them for a second, all the light workers, all people committed to peace and oneness through the inner realms. They're all standing up at the moment in a big way. So just jump on every meditation you can at the moment and come into that field of oneness to create that field of love that's so powerful, and to move deeper and deeper all together into the space of the one heart. That's how we call it. And let's use our sacred hearts, because that comes with a responsibility, our illuminated hearts, to amplify the field of unconditional love at every possible moment. And remember also to include as many places also, or as many circumstances that we know that are in war, to bring that into the fields, and don't exclude specific areas. It's very important.
From the micro to the macro.
Yeah,
we can start with ourselves, and then we move globally, and we are moving globally.
Yeah, we are. There's maybe, there's two initiatives that we know that we will be supporting ourselves. One is today at 7:30 Paris time, which is
6:30.
6:30 Paris time.
The peak of the new moon.
Yeah, the peak of the new moon. And this invitation is to sit in silent meditation for 30 minutes and focus our energy in the space of the heart, as we know how to do that. And then amplify the energies of peace and love, and visualize a golden dove bringing peace and love to all those who are in a state of conflict. So that love becomes the predominant force. And we were inspired by this by Christoph Melchizedek to align with this visualization.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's a beautiful initiative.
Yeah, we felt that deeply in our hearts, that's a great visual, to have this golden dove inside of our hearts and bring that whole field of love to anyone in conflict, to take in the position of love. The other one is tomorrow. It's tomorrow, which is at 8:00, which is
in the morning?
No, in the evening.
In the evening.
Also in the evening, and there will be a giant global meditation also going on for peace, and that we choose for peace, which is initiated by Tom van der Kroon, also connected to people in the Ukraine, in Russia, everywhere around the world. We are collecting and connecting to people to support this field also, which is then tomorrow, the 3rd of March. So we love to meet you there in the inner planes, and that we can create this field of incredible amplified love for all. And maybe just one more thing for everybody, just as a calling in already. Next week on Tuesday, March 8th at 8:00 in the morning, we are guiding a global meditation, which is on International Women's Day, which is a very important day for us to celebrate, remember the rising feminine on so many levels and the liberation of the feminine energy in all of us. And we're really looking forward to see you there. So keep an eye on this page as a reminder, but save the date already. Next Tuesday, March 8th at 8 a.m. in the
Paris
morning.
time.
Paris time, 8 a.m. Paris time in the morning. We love to see you there. And we send you our love. We're holding the field here strong in Vezela with you. We feel you. We send you our love, the light from this region, the sun from this region. And we can feel how this whole field is enlightening your inner sun, which is so important. So much love for all of you.
All. Namaste.
Namaste.
Beautiful new moon day.
Yes.